Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Jove Insurance Podcast here, where we talk compliance, insurance, and recruitment, as well as the people, the products, and ideas of shaping the future of insurance. I'm Michael, marketing manager here over at Jove, and today's podcast will be a bit different. We'll be diving into the creative side of Jove. Today, I'm genuinely excited to introduce you to someone whose work you've probably seen even if you didn't know it. Today, joining me is our brilliant product designer, Sade Taiwo, where we'll be discussing creativity, culture, and what it's like designing for a tech-forward company like Jove. Sade, welcome.
Hi, Michael. Thank you for having me. I'm kind of excited to be here. I've seen the whole team kind of do their interviews, so I'm excited to get started today.
Great. Let's jump in. For those who haven't met you, can you tell us a bit about you, about your journey into design, and how did it all start?
So I had a bit of a kind of unusual journey into design. I actually started in a buying team. So I'd work for different retailers managing kind of the budgets. And part of my job was to kind of look at the product pages and the website and see how we could optimize sales. So that was probably my favorite part of the job, but it only took like 10% of my week. So when I was in that role, I kind of did a bit more deep diving into kind of where I could do a bit more of that website optimization. And then I kind of came across product design. So that's how I kind of got into product design as a role. And then since then, I've worked as a freelancer, working for startups, scale-ups, helping kind of turn products from 0 to 1. And that's how I got into design.
That's lovely. What made you come into Jove? Is there anything specific that you saw when you actually saw the role in itself?
Yeah, so obviously the role description intrigued me, but it wasn't until I had that initial conversation with the founder, Amanda, that I kind of got drawn into the company as a whole. I think when you work with a lot of startups and scale-ups, you realize that the kind of driving force of the companies is always the founder. And if you can kind of see that the founder has a really strong vision, is really energized, is motivated and works with their team really well, then I think that's always an enticing part of coming to your role. So once I had that initial conversation with Amanda, I was kind of immediately drawn in. And now that I've worked with the team, it's kind of even more exciting to be on the journey.
That's really good to hear. I remember when I first started and when we first started working together, I was very taken back by your work, the type of design work that you do for the websites and everything you do. What is your day-to-day like? What's the vibe like? And are you based in the UK? Because as you know, we're very, very diverse and people working all over the place. So could you tell us where you're really based?
I think that was another thing that drew me into Jove as well, kind of how everyone's placed in different areas of the world. So I think since working for Jove, I've worked in 3 different countries. So I think I started in Paris, worked in Barcelona, and then I've just come back from Cape Town. So it's a very remote team. We all work really asynchronously, which is a nice part of the job as well. But in terms of my day-to-day, naturally, I'm kind of inclined to work more with the developers and the product managers and the project managers as well. So I usually start the day off kind of just going through Slack, making sure that I'm kind of up to date with any tasks. And then we kind of have a group meeting, so the tech catch up with the developers and myself as well, including the other designer. And that's just kind of to get a gauge on the task updates, if there's any blockers. And it's a good space to get feedback from the team. And then once we've had that kind of catch up, we might have a show and tell where someone shows a demo of a product, whether it's wireframes or it's a demo or something that the developers put into staging. And then from that point onwards, I'm kind of got my head in Figma, working on designs, kind of collaborating within that space as well. So that's kind of what my day-to-day looks like at Jove as well.
That's brilliant. You mentioned you work at Figma, the type of work you're doing at the moment. Is there anything you can tease to our listeners about any upcoming projects that you might be working on?
Definitely. I mean, at Jove, we've always got about 3 different projects going on at a time. But one exciting project that we will be launching soon is the new updates to the website. So the updates that we're looking to bring in are some more in-depth kind of solutions and resources for customers to get a gauge of the products that we offer at Jove. So hopefully once that's gone live, we'll get a bit more interest and curiosity into the products that we offer and maybe a bit more clarity so that we can kind of get more customers and freelancers and contracts into getting insurance and understanding exactly why they need it. So that's definitely a project that we're excited to launch.
Of course, we all can't wait for that to actually be launched. I'm really looking forward to that. Before we wrap up, what advice would you give to other designers, obviously in the design or creativity or the product design field? Any advice going forward, especially joining up a startup like Jove or industries like tech and insurance?
I think one of the main traits I'd say to have as a designer in the tech space and startup space is to be adaptable. Even if you come into a role thinking you're going to do one thing, you're probably going to be doing 10 other things at the same time. So it's about being adaptable and being able to work fast. I think it's in a startup, you're going to be facing problems all the time. So you have to kind of become that problem solver and bring solutions to the table every day, as opposed to kind of maybe bringing up problems. So I think that adaptability and that problem solving mindset are definitely two traits that I think are important, not even just for designers, but anyone kind of working in the startup space.
Brilliant. Well, Sade, thank you so much for joining me today. It's always a pleasure working with you. And I'm glad our listeners got to hear a bit more about the people behind Jove, what they do in the background. So that is beautiful. Thank you for coming,
Michael. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. To everyone tuning in, don't forget to subscribe, share, and check out our latest tools and updates. And please visit our YouTube channel for more podcasts and podcasts to come. Thank you and goodbye.
Thanks. Bye.